Jay Haynes of the Film Sensei YouTube channel. In this video, I'll be creating this abstract text animation in HitFilm. So I'm going to start by creating a new composite shot, and we're just going to call this graphic and click OK. And in the graphic, I will go ahead and add a text placeholder. But this text placeholder can actually be any graphic that I like. So now I'm going to create another composite shot, and I will call this tiled graphic. And then I will click OK. I will bring the graphic in here, and then under the Effects tab, in the Generate folder, you can find Tile Effect. Drag that on here, and then you can make that however you want. I think I'll make it look like about that. Now I will go ahead and create one more composite shot, and I will refer to this as shockwave and click OK. Here I will go ahead and add a new plane layer and make sure that it's black. Click OK. Then under the Effects tab, if I come down to the Presets folder and 2D Effects folder, you will find shockwave for displacement. I'll just drag that in here, and when I go ahead and play that, you can see, and you can make any adjustments that you like to that, but for this demonstration, I'm just going to leave it as is. So now I will create my newest composite shot, which I will call the final shot, and I will click OK. And in here, I will bring in the tiled graphic and also the shockwave. They are working in conjunction with each other, so I will go ahead and parent the shockwave to the tiled graphic. Now I want to go ahead and make both of these into a three-dimensional plane. And then I will go ahead and adjust the transform properties of the tiled graphic, rotating the x-axis by 90 degrees. Okay. The camera, which hopefully has been created, if it did not create a camera, just go ahead and say, yes, I want to create a camera. I will open up the properties, and I will just lit this up, and you can see that the graphics are here. And what I can do is by clicking on this floor plane icon, I can go ahead and get rid of the floor plane. Just to make my life easier, I will go into the Controls tab, and under Alignment, I will select towards a layer, and then the layer that I will align the camera towards will be the tiled graphic. So wherever I move the camera towards, or wherever place I put the camera, it will always look at this tiled graphic. So I think I'll start like here, and backing up to the beginning, I can go ahead and create a keyframe, and then maybe 10 seconds or so out, I can zoom in, I can tilt it up, I can rotate it to the other side, a little bit like this, maybe a little bit lower. And so now it's just moving like this, and you can see the shockwave pushing through it. Now going back to the Effects tab, I will find the Scene folder. Opening this up, I'll find Parallax, and I will drag this onto the tiled graphic. And then I will use as a height map the shockwave itself. So when I play this now, wait a minute, let me do this. When I play this now, you can see that that shockwave is rippling through. Let me go ahead and turn off the shockwave visibility so that you can only see the shockwave. Now, if I want, I can go ahead and flip the parallax map to be inverted, and then it looks like this. Notice, however, that because of the depth of this, it has pushed this off of the screen a little bit. I think I'll probably knock this depth down slightly, but also I'm going to come back into the tiled graphic composite shot, and then I will just open up the transform properties and maybe scooch that in by about 10%, so that way it is within its own boundary here. And now when I play this, I get this really cool looking shockwave effect on it. Now I might actually take the shockwave and just push it back by about a second or so. That way it doesn't start right away, but sort of builds up before firing out like this. I can add all kinds of other different effects to the shockwave folder. So for example, I might have that move, and then as soon as that goes, I might add another plane in here. And if I just sort of, adjust that, something like this, if I then add a fill color effect to it, and I rotate it a little bit, and maybe at this point, just as that shockwave is ending, I pull this back to here, I set a position keyframe, and now I move forward a little bit, and I run it through here like this. And just to make this look halfway decent, I might add a mask effect, and then opening up the properties to that, I can just feather to the inside and give myself some nice looking feather along that shockwave there. And then when I go back to the final shot, I have this idea where that shockwave comes out from the center, but then also rolls across it like this. Another thought that I could have would be adding yet another plane. And to this plane, I will go ahead and add a fractal noise effect. And I can go ahead and just adjust the seed of that fractal noise. So maybe I'll keyframe it there and then, change it to here. However, at the same time, I might adjust the look of it a little bit, maybe up the exposure, take down the offset so that it is sort of just undulating, in this fashion. And then I can, coming back to here, say for example, maybe take the opacity of that down to 0, keyframe that, move forward about a second, and then bring it up so that it doesn't just boom start, but it kind of fades in. And so then when this happens, as soon as that shockwave goes through, then maybe now I have this undulations here of the rest. And that's how you create this abstract text animation in HitFilm. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more content like this. Thanks for watching.